tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me what happened with the running back in football, because it went from being the running back was the most popular player when I was growing up. There's Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith and Terrell Davis and all these guys were the guys who you almost like when you would play Madden, you would pick the best running back team. You know what I mean? And somehow I feel like the NFL has made running backs very disposable. It's like, it feels like they're the last guys to get paid. When time comes up for them to get a contract, usually it's that running back by committee is a thing now. What do you think happened with the position that because back then when you got drafted, it was they expected you to carry the offense.
Yeah.
I
think it's a couple of things. And my theory is the first thing is I think the nature of coaches changed.
Okay.
I think when you had the old school, Vince Lombardi style of coach, like Ditka, right? They would play defense and run the ball, right? Very conservative, smash mouth football. And then you started having, these intellectual, smart coaches.
Right.
Like the guy at Arizona, right? And so they start scheming, right?
And
Cliff
Kingsbury.
Yeah, and it's more fun to scheme a passing game and throwing the ball. It's more exciting, right, to scheme a passing game and throwing the ball around than it is to scheme a run game and turn it and then hand the ball off.
Right.
That's part of it. The other part is running backs, especially the old way. We took a pounding, and it just you couldn't depend on a running back.
You can't even think of like when you said you had the ball carry the ball 400 times in the season.
I know yeah, you can't even think about it. Yeah. So that doesn't last long. And also I think running backs, even though I think it's the most skilled position because you have to be able to do a lot of different things, it's pretty easy to get running backs. And I think they learn you have to move them through because you can't just depend on one guy for too long, especially now with these fast offenses. And also I think a receiver has a good game, that's 10 an amazing game is 10 touches.
Right, you touch the ball fucking 30 times.
Exactly.
It's an amazing game.
Exactly, and sometimes receivers will catch the ball and go out of bounds. And so you can have a star receiver and pay him a lot of money and feel confident he's going to stay healthy. But at a running back, you give him a lot of money, he's taking a pound, you don't know.
Well, you did a good job of like I said, I feel like some people might have counted you out, and then when you came back, you were murdering shit. So you did a good job of extending your peak, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, we'll see someone I'm trying to think. I feel like we saw it a little bit with Zeke this year, but you'll see somebody who is like David Johnson. Let's use a guy on the Cardinals, right? David Johnson, I just remember had the craziest season. He had some injuries, but when he came back, I feel like the drop off for running backs is quick and fast. Why do you think that is now? What do you notice? Because you did a good job of I feel like you came from the days where most running backs had 9-10 year, we think of Emmitt Smith and Jerome Bettis.
For a long time.
Yeah, now
Adrian Peterson.
AP. Now we see motherfuckers and they're in and out. They got 3-4 years, they get a contract, and usually it's you always hear people always criticize NFL teams when they give the running back the fat contract.
Yeah, because
have you not learned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, because running back is such a difficult position, because that if you're carrying the load, there's a target on you, you're going to get hit a lot. And
right.
I think when you're hungry trying to get that check, it's easier. But once you get paid, it's human nature.
Who reminds you of the way you used to play now?
Leonard Fournette.
Hey, I was so happy to see him win the Super Bowl.
He looked good too.
They did him so dirty in Jacksonville.
He looked so good, but it was a wake up call for him, and he responded. He looked really good. I was impressed.